in a wolf dog attack. Okay, this is crazy. So they got a search warrant on Friday. This is for the Halloween Timbers. It is in Muskegon. They say it's a sanctuary facility, but it's believed to be illegally breeding and housing animals, including these wolf dogs, which are exactly what they sound like, a wolf and a dog bred together to create one big wolf dog. And I guess during this search, officers removed a bunch of animals. They had 6 foxes, 3 coyotes, 4 eastern box turtles, 2 fawns, and then there was also 47 illegal wolf dogs in this sanctuary. And apparently, I guess in July, a 2-year-old child lost their arm after it was attacked by one of these wolf dogs. The kid went to go pet the dog, put his arm through, and the dog just latched onto the baby's arm and just wouldn't let go. I know, it's awful. So they are investigating the woman who runs it. It was actually her grandson who lost his arm, and she has all these violations from the DNR, including like failing to submit wildlife rehabilitation permits. I guess she failed to actually let any law enforcement know when a bear escaped at one point in time, and a whole bunch of other things. So they are investigating.
There's nothing to say.
No, it's no. Especially, I mean, it's your own grand.
I know.
Oh, it's awful.
Oh.
It's awful. Kanye West. So what? We have 3 weeks until the election, I believe.
Yes.
It's not very far away. It's right around the corner. Well, he just debuted his first ever political ad campaign on social media because, you guys, he is still gunning to become our next president. And surprisingly, the ad isn't anything too obnoxious that you would expect from Kanye. It's surprisingly just kind of ordinary. It features him. He's looking, as presidential as he can. He's kind of, staring off into the wilderness or nothing. He's reading a script. There's an American flag behind him, and he talks about the importance of faith and family.
America. What is America's destiny? What is best for our nation, our people? What is just? True justice. We have to think about all these things together as a people. To contemplate our future, to live up to our dream, we must have vision. We as a people will revive our nation's commitment to faith, to what our Constitution calls the free exercise of religion, including, of course, prayer. Through prayer, faith can be restored. We as a people are called to a greater purpose than ourselves. We are not only a beacon to the world, but we should be servants to each other, to encourage each other, to help each other, to lift up each other, our fellow Americans, that we may all prosper together. We have to act on faith with the sure knowledge that we are pursuing the right goals and doing the right things. We will build a stronger country by building stronger families. Families are the building blocks of society, of a nation. By turning to faith, we will be the kind of nation, the kind of people God intends us to be. I am Kanye West, and I approve this message.
Yeah, families. Yeah, what do we want to do with families? They have cameras and reality shows about every family in America.
And he didn't have anything about his family in the ad. He showed some photos from when he was younger, but there was, Kim wasn't in the ad. His children weren't in this ad. But he's only on the ballot in 12 states. And even if he did win all of those states, which obviously he's not going to, he'd only get 84 electoral votes, and so that's not even close to what he'd win. So apparently he wants you to run. He wants you to write him in. That's what he wants.
They'll get some votes.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure.
I mean, it's not gonna be like Ross Perot or even Ralph Nader, who actually Ralph Nader basically helped Gore lose Florida, the controversial.
Hanging chad.
All right, so yard signs apparently have everybody, just up in arms. People are furious over these yard signs, which I think is absolutely ridiculous. But people are, and there's this angry woman who actually threatened to sue her neighbor over their Biden lawn sign. And this woman, she went on a ridiculous rant. She had basically this little meltdown. It was captured on camera. We don't have the sound, so I'm going to describe it. So this woman, you can see her because they have one of those Ring doorbell cams. She walks up. She rings the doorbell twice. The neighbor inside says, "You know what? I can't come to the door right now. What do you need?" And she's holding in her hand the neighborhood bylaws. And she says, "Hey, lady, pull out your neighborhood
saw another one where some lady was upset that they had a sign. They had a different sign, so this lady, instead of having only had one, decided to make her whole front yard like tons of signs. And it was humorous, but it was like enough. And our subdivision, we're not allowed to have signs. It's the only ones you're allowed are the ones saying that your kid graduated from high school.
Oh, right. Yes. That'd be kind of rude not to have those.
Those are new though, right? Like I don't remember those until like I guess my daughter's. She just graduated 8th grade, so they put a sign up in our yard, and we had the choice to do it. I had no idea that those were a thing.
Yeah, I think maybe 10 years or maybe long. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah. If that.
Yeah. I mean, I never had them when I was a kid, but.
And now they have them for like 5th grade when you graduate.
Oh, yeah.
School.
Little Johnny's going to preschool.
What's next? Sally is potty trained.
Save that one for the graduation party.
I think I told you guys this though. The political signs, I've seen some vandalized down by where we live. They're like, it was like a plywood, and it was kicked in half.
Oh yeah.
Another one.
There's even signs about signs.
Yes.
I mean, I was in East Lansing for a tennis tournament, and there were two neighbors, right? And one of them was, Republican, one was Democrat. And the one that, I forget which one it was, but it said, you can steal our signs, but I'm just, going to keep putting, and there were actual signs that were made that said,
Steal our signs.
Take our signs, I've got more.
I follow former Pistons coach Stan Van Gundy on Twitter, and he's very political, and he talks about how his signs get taken down all the time.
Oh my gosh.
All right, thank you very much, Heather. Coming up next, you'll hear from the Wings general manager Steve Yzerman on free agency and some other stuff. 97.1 The Team.
What's up, everybody? Nick Costos here at the Bet River Sports Betting Minute, brought to you by Bet River Sportsbook, your hometown sportsbook. On Sunday, it's the 4-1 Browns taking on the 4-0 Steelers in Pittsburgh. Mike Tomlin in Pittsburgh, a 4-point favorite. If you're looking to bet this one, I'm leaning towards laying it with the Steelers. It's early in the week, still time to change my mind, but I think Ben Roethlisberger can take advantage of this leaky Browns back end. Give me the Steelers at this point in the week to win and cover. That's it for this Bet River Sports Betting Minute, brought to you by Bet River Sportsbook, your hometown sportsbook. I'm Nick Costos. Keep it locked here for more throughout the day.
Want to win $5,000 just for picking football games? BetRivers.net has a weekly football contest where they're giving away $5,000. That's $5,000 each week. And the entry cost is free. Go to BetRivers.net and sign up for your free account. Once you do, you're ready to enter your picks each week. Don't miss your chance to win. Go to BetRivers.net today. That's BetRivers.net. Must be 21. See official rules for details.
And now, another stroke of genius from Genesis Credit Union. Today, Genius Checking.
I'm no math whiz, but even I can calculate the benefits of a Genius high-yield checking account from Genesis Credit Union. With just 10 debit transactions a month and e-statements, I'll earn 4.07% APY.
With 28 locations and 30,000 ATMs. Stop by or check us out at genesiscu.org.
That's genius.
That's Genesis. Federally insured by the NCUA. Annual percentage yield paid on average daily balance up to $7,500.
No matter how early you're up or how late you're running, when you start your day at Speedway, we've got what you need to have a good morning safely. Because when you get off to a better start, you go on to a better day. The convenience stores of Speedway.
Morning.
How'd you get in my house, E?
Through the air conditioning vent. It's dark in there.
Go away.
How about some Honey Nut Cheerios?
Cheerio. Do I look like a child, E?
Honey Nut Cheerios are tasty and can help lower cholesterol as part of a heart-healthy diet. Did you just...
No,
I'm pretty sure I heard a...
it was my dryer.
You might want to get that thing checked out.
Have a change of heart. Honey Nut Cheerios. Learn more about Honey Nut Cheerios by picking up a box at your local store.
Pro Extra is the Home Depot's free loyalty program built for pros. Members earn perks just for shopping, like new Pro Extra dollars or tool rental perks. Get exclusive benefits every day that save time and money. And here's an extra, $20 off your next in-store purchase of $200 or more, just for signing up. Want to save? Join Pro Extra, only at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Visit the Pro Desk in-store at homedepot.com/ProExtra for details. With to become a smarter investor. Get help from knowledgeable professionals. Get customizable trading platforms. Get investor education designed just for you. And would you believe? 0 commissions on online stock and ETF trades. Get smarter with TD Ameritrade. TD Ameritrade, where smart investors get smarter.
T-Mobile for Business knows saving time and money is important for your business. That's why we're introducing Microsoft 365 on us, now included in our best business plans. With Office apps, Microsoft Teams, cloud storage, and more, Microsoft 365 on us gives you the tools you need to run your business. Stop by a T-Mobile store today. Qualifying plan required. Contact us to activate. 1 license per line, max 2 per account. Third-party terms apply. See T-Mobile.com for plan details.
This hour of Instant Feedback brought to you by Mike Papura of National Benefit Plans. For affordable health insurance, log on to nbphealth.com.
The names you trust. The teams you love. Live from the Jamie Samuelson studio, here's Stoney and Jansen.
All right, 97 along the ticket. It was a busy week in the world of hockey. You had a Stanley Cup awarded to the Tampa Bay Lightning. You had the draft. You had free agent frenzy. And joining us now is the general manager of the Detroit Red Wings, Steve Yzerman. How you doing, Steve?
Doing fine, Mike. How are you?
We're doing pretty good. Real quick, the draft we went over with Drapes last week. Realistically, how many guys would you say fans could look forward to maybe actually wearing the Red Wing uniform? And like Lucas Raymond, we talking 2-3 years away minimum?
Possibly. We'll plan for Orlando this year. We'll see where we go. See how he looks next year. Hopefully, you bring him over to training camp. Ideally, you sign him to a contract, bring him to training camp prior to 21, 22, and see how he looks then.
We got a free agency, and if you include the Mark Stahl trade, by my math, you have 3 new defensemen: Stahl, Stetcher, Merrill, 2 forwards, and Ryan, and then Nemasenkov, however you pronounce his name. Nemesnikov, who, by the way, I had no idea he was Slava Kozlov's nephew. And you have a new goalie in Grice to share time with Bernier. Realistically, how much this team is better than it was at the end of the season last year, right? The question is how dramatic.
Yeah, I think we're improved. There are a lot of changes. It takes a little bit of time for usually everybody to fit in and figure out where everybody plays and who they play with, but I think we're an improved team. I can't tell you it's 5 wins, 10 wins, 20 wins, but I think it's an improved team, a little quicker team, a little bit more skill up front with Nemesnikov and Bobby Ryan in the lineup. So, our D was a little bit older and banged up last year, and I'm hoping with Mark Stahl, John Merrill, and Stetcher, they're a little bit younger, we're a little bigger even, but a little bit more energy on the back end now.
Are you proceeding with business as usual, or how does not knowing when training camp will start or not knowing when the season will start, is that somehow changing how you proceed in terms of who you can sign and who you can put together for a season that you don't know when it's going to be yet?
Well, I think business as usual through the draft, and we approach the unrestricted free agency period here with business. I would think business as usual with the plan, and tried to fill spots. We've been able to do that. We'll continue with our restricted free agents to get their contracts done. So we're I would say planning for the upcoming season. So, I think we'll start in January, but I don't know for certain. But yeah, so really doing what we need to do to be ready.
When you look at the roster, and I'm looking ahead to maybe 2 years down the road, it looks like by my math and by my eyesight that the only contract that really will be lingering for a couple of years is Franz Nielsen. Other than that, in the 2022-23 season, you only have Larkin as the only guy who's under contract. So you're going to have a lot of money, hopefully, to rebuild. Obviously, some of these guys like Mantha, you want to re-sign. Bertuzzi's going to arbitration. But the framework is there for this team to be completely redone with a lot of the young guys that are still playing in either juniors or minor leagues, correct?
Yeah, well, we're not. We'll sign get Anthony and Tyler. I'm pretty certain we'll get them signed. It's a question for 1 year, is it 5 years, 4 years. So we'll have some contracts term on them, and each year as our young guys' contracts expire, a year from now, Philip Veronic's up, and we'll extend his contract. But we're hoping we can move our younger players in. One or two every year for the next. And we're in a position really with the shorter term contracts on our veterans and the players that we bring in to either re-sign them or look at the open market. In the NHL, there's so much, well, every sport probably, but uncertainty now with the future. Teams, you look at what's happening in the first few days of free agency, teams are taking a much more conservative approach. I think that will continue probably for at least another off season. And we're hoping we can add along the way players, but then our plan is to be patient and hopefully we draft well and hopefully these kids take growth.
Some of the kids like Veleno and Sider are going to be playing, or actually started, and Raymond too, playing overseas in professional leagues. What's the framework for, are you allowed to bring them back once your season starts? How's that work out?
In 3/4 of a mile, turn left onto West 14 Mile Road.
Runs a little bit independently. The Swedish Elite League, where Sider is playing in Rogala, he is good for the duration of their season. So we don't be back until whether they end in late March, early April. Joe Veleno's the same way. He's playing in Finland. I think Michael Rasmussen's in Austria. In Austria, we're allowed to bring them back if we want to early. Jared McIsaac, I got to think where Jared is right now. But yeah, some of the leagues over there, the Swedish League, the top Finnish League, to be loaned there, their rule, they made a rule with their clubs that if you bring a player in, they have to stay for the year.
Turn left onto West 14 Mile Road, then turn right onto Inkster Road.
At our discretion.
There's been a lot of shuffling on the roster. What should we as fans, or what do you expect for this team in 2021?
Well, I think we'll be improved. Again, I can't tell you how many wins, but I expect this to be better. I expect us to be a little better defensively. I expect Philip Veronik to take a step. There's Gustav Lindstrom, who played a little bit for us last year. Is he able to hang on to a full-time job and play regularly? We're getting, as it stands now, I think Dylan, Anthony, and Tyler are just
at the stop
into their
sign.
prime
Turn
years.
right onto Inkster Road.
Philip Zadina unfortunately got hurt there. He really showed signs that he's becoming an NHLer with an ability to make plays and score goals. So I look to have him in there. I think our team,
in 1.4 miles, turn right onto Northwestern Highway.
What kind of injury, Stevie, did Zadina get?
The injury I was referring to was that he just had a minor fracture in his ankle last year. Blocked the shot.
I thought there was something overseas.
Yeah. Well, actually, he hurt his, I think he just broke his finger there a couple weeks ago. Nothing. I was actually in an offside in the gym. I think he dropped something on his fingertip. But he'll be fine. I think the check is ended right now. So they're going to restart here, I believe, in a couple of weeks, and he should be good to go for that. So it's not a long-term anything of any concern.
How much does Bobby Ryan have left? I read some of the things he said and how pumped up he is to be a Detroit Red Wing.
Well, he's still got at a young enough age that he can play. He's got talent. He can score. He's in good shape. He's worked hard. He's dealt with a lot of things off ice, and he's in a good spot right now. So I'm excited to have him here. I know a lot of people in the Ottawa area that have been around him and worked with him, and we're very, very complimentary and recommending that it's a very good, potential. There's really no risk signing for us. So I think it's going to work. I'm hopeful it's going to work out really well. We're excited to have him and looking forward to it. And as you say, you talk to him, you get his enthusiasm for playing. So I think
In half a
it really
mile,
helped.
turn right
Jimmy
onto
talked a lot
Northwestern
about,
Highway.
We have very few right shots, and that's why it was important to try, that he was a good fit for us. And him and Sam Gagne, guys that have right shots, that do play on the power play. I think there's potential for him and Bobby to have a real impact on our team.
How do you evaluate when you're adding some guys like Orion, who's a little bit longer in the tooth? He's been around a little bit more, and I know he's had some adversity off the ice, but in terms of how they will be able to lead in the clubhouse, how they'll be able to affect some of your younger players and show them how to be pros.
At the light, turn right onto Northwestern Highway.
Well, you do your homework on the players you bring in. You try to do your homework on the kids you draft too, to understand their personalities and their character, their work ethic, and based on that, you bring them in. And a guy like Bobby Ryan's been around a long time, and they've seen the good and the bad, and I think for younger players, just the habits, the day-to-day habits of the guys that have been around, that the way they conduct themselves, the time they show up at the rink prepared to practice, prepared to be in the gym, how their game preparation, and then just the day-to-day handling of the ups and downs of the season, learning to play when you got no legs, when you're tired, preparing properly. So I just think it's important to have great people around that help our kids. They're Sean Horkoff, Dan Cleary, Nick Brownell now really helping out the kids in the development stage. And once they get to the NHL, they're in the hands of the coaches and their teammates. And I just think it takes some time, and it's important to have good pros around to do things the right way.
Take exit 14C onto M39 and South.
Finally, I want to ask you about the goaltending you got in Grice, and reading about him, I've seen him play a little bit. It seems, statistically at least, he plays better when he plays with teams that don't have as good defense. The more active he is, the better he is. How much does that is that true? And what's he bring to the team with Bernier already there?
Well, I've felt over the years he's been a really reliable, steady goaltender. He plays very, in my opinion, very calm, conservative style. He's not flopping around in there a lot. He's positionally solid. He's a big man. He's been around and he's played a lot of hockey, and maybe 3 playoffs ago I was down in Tampa and we played the Islanders. He was in goal and played very well then. Everything we've heard about him is extremely high character. He's played on real good teams there on the island, good defensive teams. But we think, with him and John, at least for this year, he and Jonathan Bernier, I think we've got a tandem that can go. I can't play each one of the split games or who will play more than the other, but we've got 2 guys that can kind of a tandem that can go in there and give us solid goaltending every night and help us get more wins.
All right, Steve, thanks a lot. We really appreciate it, and we'll talk to you soon.
My pleasure, Beck. Thank you for having me on.
All right, Steve Yzerman, general manager of your Detroit Red Wings, 97-1, the Ticket.
All right, last night we had Monday Night Football. The Chargers blew a huge lead against the Saints. Usually the NFL wraps up on Monday night, but guess what? We got a special game tonight. Tuesday Night Football, Buffalo at Tennessee. The Bills a 3.5-point favorite. The over-under 53. That means you need to get down to the BetMGM Sports Lounge inside MGM Grand Detroit. They're ready to take your real money wagers on all the action. You can stop by and place your bets at the live betting window or go to one of the easy-to-use self-service kiosks. The BetMGM Sports Lounge welcomes fans back to the excitement of a full betting menu 7 days a week. Whether you live and breathe sports or you're just looking to place a wager on your favorite team, the BetMGM Sports Lounge at MGM Grand Detroit is ready to take your single-game bets along with parlays, props, future bets, and more. There's no better place in Michigan to celebrate the return of major sports. Stop by the betting window or the self-service kiosk anytime to get a piece of the action. Get ready to believe in your game again with the BetMGM Sports Lounge at MGM Grand Detroit. You must be 21 or older.
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
From the WWJ AM 950 Traffic Center, this report brought to you by TuneIn and a Truck. The traffic this time around, an accident has been cleared from the Brighton area, 96 westbound under Spencer Road. All lanes have been reopened. TuneIn and a Truck is the leader in all things moving, and now hiring junk removal experts. So whether you're looking to simplify your next move or clean the junk out of the garage or basement, go to TuneInandATruck.com and get a quote today. I'm Michelle us with a free product tour at netsuite.com/am. Schedule your free product tour right now at netsuite.com/am. netsuite.com/am.
Western Michigan Christian wanted the very best virtual learning experience, so they partnered with Applied Imaging and their NetSmart Plus division. WMC parent Andy Moorhead.
Oh, I think it's great because being able to continue with the classes at the school and all of it is live and there's a lot of accountability is great. I really, the parent doesn't have to do anything.
Use the right two lanes to take exit 14 onto Applied Imaging's technology solution.
Yeah, I mean, I love that this option just gives us like the chance to still have like interactions and relationships with the teachers because that would be something that was missing with technology.
Technology solutions for schools and businesses from Applied Imaging's NetSmart Plus.
I love knowing that she's getting the schooling that she's getting because we love WMC. To be able to know that she's here and learning well and getting what she needs to prepare for college.
Call Applied Imaging today, 800-521-0983, or visit appliedimaging.com.
A car is more than four wheels and some seats. It helps take you where you want to go. So does Community Financial Credit Union. Car loans are quick and easy at Community Financial. Apply online or visit a local branch. Pre-approval is free and there's no application fee. And their rates are typically lower than your local bank, which saves you money. Visit cfcu.org to get started. Community Financial Credit Union. Right here, right for you.
Federally insured by the NCUA. Equal opportunity lender.
Thinking about selling your home? Have you outgrown your current home? Get the Z Guarantee. Call me, Mark Z.
Parents, do you want to save your child's life? 97-1 The Ticket Student Heart Check can help. Take the time to have your child checked. Contact the Ernst Cardiovascular Center at Beaumont Hospital in Royal Oak. Learn more at 971theticket.com.
At home, in your car, or at work. Detroit's sports station. Live from the Jamie Samuelson studio, here's Stoney and Jansen.
Alrighty, last night, Chargers lose to the Saints. Chargers are blowing games, Lions. 30-27, Saints winning overtime. Justin Herbert was good. 64 yards, 4 touchdowns. Saints benefited from a missed 50-yard field goal that hit the upright at the end of regulation. Guys also missed the next point. So the Saints win that game. ALCS, Tampa 4, Houston 3. They lead 2-0. Braves beat the Dodgers 5-1. They lead 1-0. Tigers will pick third in the amateur draft next year. This year's 16-game schedule. I should combine. Maybe I'm biased, but that would be the Tigers number 1 pick, and we have a chance to get Kumar Rocker. Rich Renteria fired as manager of the White Sox. If you're A.J. Hinch or Alex Cora, with all due respect to the Tigers, you want that White Sox game, don't you? I mean, they got Abreu, Robert, all those good players. I mean, come on, great pitching. In the postseason, there's still a lot of young players on that team.
Did you hear the rumor from Woj last night?
No.
Is it, I think he had said that Tony La Russa.
Yeah, I did. Well, I saw that.
Yeah, they were talking about it last night, him and Rieger, and he's 76. If you're going to take a job, though, at 76, that might be the one to take.
Oh, yes.
Because they're built to
Use
win.
the right lane to take exit
And it
12
might
toward
probably
L5
the
and
only
Red
one that
River
he
Avenue.
considered.
Yeah, he managed there before, too, back in the early 80s. I don't know about that. If I'm the White Sox player, front office, I'm not hiring Tony La Russa.
Well, hey, Jack McKeon did it, remember?
Yeah, but he did it at pitch.
Take the exit, then turn right onto Finkel Street.
They hired him right mid-season, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he led the Marlins
At the light, use the
how
right
old
two
was he,
lanes to
though?
turn onto Finkel
I
Street.
think he was 74.
Look, it wouldn't surprise me if La Russa took.
He's a baseball guy.
Yeah, what else does he do? Well,
Turn
he
right.
doesn't have, and then he'll hire Leland to be his third base coach, like Leland was in Chicago the last time he was there.
Aren't our two presidential candidates an average of 76?
Yes, that's true.
1.2 miles,
That's a
turn right
very
onto
good
Stout
point.
Street.
Well done, Gov.
I like that. And by the way, Joe Morgan passed away yesterday at the age of 77. And, man, this year, I mean, everybody says everything, something happens, 2020, it sucks, all this kind of stuff. I'm telling you, God up there is a baseball fan. And he said, you know what? I don't think we have enough talent. Because in this year alone, and I might be missing somebody, God or whoever, heaven, you talk about great free agent hauls. I mean, heaven. I mean, that's the place where everybody wants to go anyway, but they got there too early, if you ask me. Joe Morgan yesterday, Bob Gibson, Lou Brock, Whitey Ford, Tom Seaver, and Al Kaline. Yeah. That's unbelievable. So sad. Joe Morgan was a great player. He played 8 years for the Reds. He played for the Astros. He was good. He went to the Big Red Machine. Played for the Phillies when they were in the World Series. Played with the Giants. The greatest second baseman I ever saw, with all due respect to Lou. Well, Morgan was better.
And so maybe you could shed a little bit more light on this. I was talking to my dad about it last night, and he had always thought that Joe Morgan would have been a great baseball commissioner. And I didn't know enough as he was continuing to tell me about the guy that Joe Morgan was, because obviously he was a unbelievable player before my time.
Right, but a lot of the younger people, and you're younger, know Joe Morgan from ESPN Sunday Night Baseball with John Miller, right?
Right, yeah. And so I was wondering if there was, if you had ever had that inclination that Joe Morgan would have been a good baseball commissioner.
He might have been, but what I personally, I might get criticized for this. He loved the game, there's no doubt about it. But if I'm not mistaken, Joe Morgan wrote letters to Hall of Fame voters basically telling people not to vote for the steroid guys. So to me, that's, in my mind, I think Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens, all those guys should be in, because I'm convinced the majority of players back then were using.
They were the best of their time.
Right. It was just that era.
Yeah.
So I don't know. He probably would have been a good commissioner.
Yeah.
He was a very good broadcaster.
Yeah.
He was a great player, and he was, and the big moments he really came through too. He was amazing. All right. Our telephone number is 248-539-9797. Still ahead on the program. We'll talk to Red Wing TV announcer Ken Daniels on his foundation that he formed for his late son. They're doing a big fundraiser, and you can see it. It's Roasting Scotty Bowman. We'll talk to him about 7:50, 97.1 The Ticket.
WXYT FM and WXYT HD1 Detroit. A radio.com sports station. Sports headlines all day, every day. From the Sold by Mike Z Sports Desk, this is 97.1 The Ticket.
This update is brought to you by Mother Waddles. There are more meetings on tap today for Lions players and coaches as they continue to get ready for Sunday's contest in Jacksonville against the Jaguars team that's really struggling of late, losing its last 4 in a row. The New Orleans Saints would need overtime to beat the Los Angeles Chargers 30-27 last night on Monday Night Football. Week 5 of the NFL season comes to a close this evening when the Buffalo Bills take on the Tennessee Titans in a game that was moved to tonight because of an outbreak of COVID-19 within the Titans organization. Kickoff will take place at 7. You can catch the game on CBS 62. Michigan will enjoy the primetime spotlight for its opener on the 24th at Minnesota. That's according to a list of kickoff times for the first couple of weeks of the college football season released yesterday by the Big Ten. The Wolverines game against the Gophers will kick off at 7:30 p.m., while Michigan State